Good afternoon. Welcome to Asphalian's webinar, Stay Ahead, Key Pharmacovigilance Updates of 2025. Before starting, just a couple of things to take into account. The webinar will last approximately 30 minutes. In case you have any questions, please submit them in the chat and we will answer them later by email. We will also send you the presentation as well as the link to the recording. And now it's my pleasure to introduce our speaker today, Carolina Cárdenas, Drug Safety Manager. Carolina has a degree in biology, specializing in health biology from the Universidad Complutense de Madrid. She has also a master's degree in virology and a master's degree in drug marketing and research. She brings extensive experience in the pharma industry with a focus on pharmacovigilance. In today's webinar, she will provide a review of the most relevant regulatory and operational changes shaping the pharmacovigilance landscape, including evolving approaches in signal detection, PCR preparation, and an oversight of clinical trial safety, among many others. Our colleague Alicia will talk briefly about Asphalian's pharmacovigilance services. Alicia, please.
Thank you so much, Lydia, for the introduction, and thanks to all of you who have joined us today in this session. Before turning over to Carolina, please let me share with you some insights about us, Asphalian. In Asphalian, we are a leading scientific, regulatory, and safety consulting company with the aim to support pharma and biotech companies hand in hand with their projects. Indeed, we always like to say that our clients' goals are our own goals. This year, we are celebrating our 25th anniversary, and up to date, we have supported more than 1,000 clients in more than 5,000 projects. In our pharmacovigilance department, we count on more than 25 experts, acting as a one-stop shop, providing integral support from clinical stages until the products are on the market. We are currently performing vigilance activities for more than 1,000 products, including medicinal products, veterinary products, medical devices, cosmetics, and food supplements. Our pharmacovigilance system has been successfully audited more than 70 times, and 0 critical findings have been identified, a reflection of the very high quality standards we follow in our day-to-day work. Currently, our pharmacovigilance system is being outsourced to more than 25 companies, and our experts are acting as European QPPV and deputy for more than 12 companies. Overall, we are providing support in more than 200 projects for more than 110 clients. These collaborations are tailored to its company needs, from outsource of the global pharmacovigilance system and complete management of all pharmacovigilance activities to ad hoc support in case of work peaks. And what about digitalization? Innovation is part of Asphalian's DNA, and in fact, it became one of the company's strategic objectives in 2020. Since then, we have been working to adapt technology to our daily activities, always ensuring the use of fully validated tools that are compliant with regulations. Today, we are proud to announce that within the pharmacovigilance unit, we have developed 4 artificial intelligence-based digital tools that are part of our day-to-day work, with the pharmacovigilance team leading the implementation of digital procedures. ASPA Searches, our AI-based tool to perform global and local literature searches covering more than 100 countries and allowing us to centralize this activity in a single hub at Asphalian. ASPA Alert, our digital tool for identifying safety and regulatory alerts from regulatory agencies, enabling the automation of pharmacovigilance intelligence for drugs, medical devices, and any other type of product. ASPA Digimedia, our validated AI-powered tool for monitoring safety-related mentions across global media, providing 24/7 active listening and capturing any type of relevant information. And finally, our latest development, ASPA PCR, our digital software that enables automatic preparation of PCRs. We are at your complete disposal to arrange a call and show you any of these tools in more detail so that you can get to know them better. And now, I will hand it over to Carolina, who will guide you through this very interesting webinar on key updates in the field of pharmacovigilance. I hope you enjoy the session. Go ahead, Carolina.
Thank you very much, Alicia. Okay, so good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining today's webinar. As my colleague says, my name is Carolina Cárdenas, and I'll be guiding you through the most relevant regulatory changes and guidelines that will impact pharmacovigilance activities this year and beyond. Our agenda today covers four main areas: human pharmacovigilance, veterinary pharmacovigilance, vigilance for medical devices, and a clinical trial. Okay, so let's begin with human pharmacovigilance updates. First, we have the update guideline on specific adverse reaction follow-up questionnaires, which came into effect on February 2025. These questionnaires are designed to collect critical data that was not provided initially. They should be pre-filled with all available information, and any additional questions are only to collect detailed information to better characterize a safety concern. Key recommendation of the GBPs for this type of questionnaires is keep them shortly, use checkboxes where possible, and include at least one free text file for people to write. In the risk management plan, questionnaires should be described in the routine pharmacovigilance activities section, and copies of these forms should be provided in Annex 4. And if there is no risk management plan in place, the questionnaire could be approved within the regulatory procedure that identified the need for its use. Next, there is an update to the exceptions and modification to the European guidelines on good pharmacovigilance practice that applies to UK marketing authorization holders and MHRA. Update published on January 2025 reflects changes in UK legislation implementing new provisions for medicines following the Windsor Framework and European Union updates to Module 16 of the GPPs and Annex 2. And new contact details were included. An update published on February 2025 introduced specific requirements for herbal and homeopathic products. Moving on, we have a new template for late submission ICSR to EudraVigilant is now available. This template is used to notify late cases, corrective and preventive actions, as well as the deadline for his implementations. Another major change is the Commission implementing Regulation 2025-1466, published on July 2025 and applicable from February 2026. This regulation amends Regulation 520-2012 to strengthen pharmacovigilance procedures. There are some key changes included in this regulation. One of them is the greatest focus on significant deviation in the pharmacovigilance system master file. Another is clear roles, obligations, and agreements for third parties subcontracting. Risk basic audit and inspection for quality system extended to third parties activities too. About the periodic safety update reports, they must now include updates on risk minimization measures and their effectiveness. And finally, the conclusion of the EudraVigilant pilot for signal detection by marketing authorization holders. This means that all marketing authorization holders with medicinal products authorized in Europe must monitor the data available in the EudraVigilant database and in an electronic reports. This will serve as an additional source of safety information to support their process and improve the signal detected through other sources. And this will be future updates to Module 9 of the GPPs to reflect these changes. We also have the GPP Module 6 Addendum 2 for data masking. effective from July 2025, which ensures that personal data in ICSR submitted to EDRA-Vigilant is pseudonymized in line with data protection requirements. User can access this data depending on the roles and permission so that they can perform their pharmacovigilance obligation normally. Next is the guideline on post-approval safety data, published in September 2025. This update with definitions and standard for case management and reporting. The purpose of these guidelines is to provide harmonized recommendation given the different in post-marketing safety reporting requirements among ICH regions. These guidelines notes variation in regions and local requirements. Therefore, marketing authorization holders should refer to the requirements of the relevant local authorities. Next one, in June, Spain introduced a coding guideline. The purpose of this guideline is to establish common coding criteria to ensure consistent data interpretation between the regional pharmacovigilance centers and the marketing authorization holders. Its structure is based on MEDRA coding techniques, special situation outcomes, compassionate use cases, general coding practices, special populations and basins, and appendix with a specific criteria for conditions such as liver disease, bleeding disorders, serious skin reaction, and others. Finally, regarding PSU updates, from January 2025, marketing authorization holder must use the IRIS platform for PSUR management. Please note that IRIS does not replace the current submission gateway. They coexist, serving from different functions. And about PSURS 2, in the UK, a standardized format for the post-marketing surveillance reports and PSURS has been implemented to guide manufacturers on what data must be included. It is not mandatory to include sections which do not apply, and data may be displayed in an alternative form if appropriate. This is all regarding human pharmacovigilance. Now let's move on to veterinary pharmacovigilance. Key updates include the QRD veterinary template, version 9.1, introducing new standard statements and guideline text for labeling and package leaflets, as well as requirements for product intended for oral administration. We have the Royal Decree 767/2025, which amends previous decrees. This Royal Decrees modifies some key definitions and includes two exceptions to the provision of dispensing medicines that can only be administered by a veterinarian. Information has also been updated on the evaluation of cases. That now includes not only available data on sales, prescription, and use of medicines, but also dispensing data. In addition, the section on clinical trial states that suspect adverse events detected in clinical trial must be reported immediately, but no later than 15 days after detection. And two sections in Chapter 4 were included, dealing with the registration procedure and the labeling and package leaflet of traditional herbal medicine and veterinary allergen medicines. Okay, regarding the EBVet3 system, a new version of the Union Pharmacovigilance database has been created. The EMA has published notes explaining the main changes that had been made, and it highlights that in EDRA-Vigilant veterinary VVET, in order to follow up on a previous reported adverse reaction case, it has included the possibility of directly creating the follow-up as is done in the EBWET for human medicines. And finally, Regulation 2024-568 on IMA fees, which came into force on January of 2025, accompanied by a question and answer document for veterinary industry stakeholders. Okay, about vigilance for medical devices. The main highlights are a new MDCG 2024-15, providing instruction for submitting clinical investigation reports in absence of EUDAMED. The reports and summaries will be submitted together by the sponsor to the competent authorities of the member states, and member states will transmit these documents to the EC, and the EC then will upload these documents in the specific directory. Another update is the MDCG 2023-3 Review 1. These guidelines incorporates in vitro device regulation related vigilance terms, providing a specific clarification for this type of products. Then we have the gradual rollout of EUDAMED, a document on practical aspects related to the gradual implementation of EUDAMED. Note that submission of vigilance reports in EUDAMED will be mandatory once the VGIL module becomes mandatory. The purpose of this document is the continuous improvement of the medical device safety and the reduction in the risk of serious adverse incidents. Okay, next we have the manufacturing incident report form version 7.3.1, mandatory from November 2025 for the reporting of serious incidents. The main changes in these updates are the use of codes from Annex E and F of the IMDRF guidelines for our reports, and codes from Annex G are now mandatory in final reports too. The implementation of separate fields from device description and nomenclature text is an update too. New saving features and improvement in form submission. Then we have the drug manufacturer trend report developed to support future trend reporting in EUDAMED. However, it is being shared early to help manufacturers with trend reporting until EUDAMED is full-file functional. And a question and answer document on this trend reporting has been updated to clarifying obligation under medical device regulation and in vitro device regulations. And finally, let's take a look at clinical trials. Several major updates stand out. First of all, a new guidelines for investigational advanced therapy medicinal product in clinical trials. This is a guidelines on the structure and data requirements for a clinical trial application for exploratory and confirmatory trials with investigational advanced therapy medicinal products, and a perspective towards marketing authorization applications, as well as a new guidelines on the inclusion of pregnant and breastfeeding individuals in trials, addressing clinical trial data gaps, and of course, ethical considerations. And there is the clinical trial regulation is now fully applicable as of January 2025, with all trials transitioned to the clinical trial information system, enhancing transparency and harmonization across the European Union. EMA maintains this clinical trial information system. Okay, so to summarize, 2025 brings significant changes across all pharmacovigilance domains, aim to improve data quality, harmonization, and patient safety. Thank you very much for your attention today and hope you have enjoyed it.